Ever since the medieval times, European superpowers have been colonizing and dominating other nations all around the world. From the mid 1700s, Great Britain had turned their vision towards the major countries of Asia, China, India, and Japan, mainly because these nations are all rich in resources to trade. After the colonization of India, Britain moved on to China. British imperialism had almost no positive effects on China. They smuggled the addicting drug opium into the ports of Canton, also known as Guangdong today, which caused China to become a nation of addicts. Britain also supplanted much of the Chinese culture with their own culture. However, British imperialism did have a few positive effects on China. One of them was that Chinese students were sent to Britain to receive better education, and these are the many ways in which Britain imperialism affected China. Number 1. Opium addiction. Britain had strong cravings for the teas of China. They were willing to trade gold and silver for the leaves of the tea plants. So silver was draining out of the Britain treasury. With nothing else to trade with, the British began to trade something else with the Chinese, and that is an addictive drug known as opium. Although the Chinese government outlawed opium possession in 1729, British traders found many loopholes in the security of China, which allowed them to smuggle large amounts of opium into China. Then, addiction spread rapidly amongst the citizens, causing their work productivity to decrease drastically, their economics to slip, and their military to weaken. Number 2. Loss of culture. Bringing in new cultures and ideas is an inevitable part of imperialism. Many of China's dialects and religions were replaced with foreign languages and beliefs. For example, Christianity was introduced, languages such as English, German, and French were also introduced. On October 1st, 1949, China's government officially became atheist, thus viewing religions as a symbol of feudalism and colonialism. Many people struggled futilely to resist Western influence, but unfortunately, in a gradually globalizing world like this, it is extremely difficult to maintain the same traditions over a long period of time. Secret societies such as the Boxers and the Red Lanterns roamed around the countryside, massacring foreigners, but in the end, the powerful troops of Great Britain vanquished them. Even the great Chairman Mao attempted to do so, but although he removed part of the Western influence, the root of it still stayed. However, many Chinese actually adapted to the change nevertheless. Number 3. Better education. Young Chinese citizens were sent to the foreign lands, especially Britain, to receive Western education. The foreigners brought in Western sciences and taught mathematics and mechanics, thus causing technology to grow rapidly and improving their infrastructures. By today, more than 100 schools and universities have been set up in China, and the number is expected to grow. This, again, ties to the increased globalization. China was becoming a more and more pluralistic nation by receiving education from other cultures. In general, although most of the effects of British imperialism on China were negative, some of them were positive. Opium addiction killed millions of people. A big chunk of Chinese culture was lost in the long river of history. However, the young generations of China received better education in return. These are the three major effects that Britain imperialism had on China.